One question that I get very frequently from my students is how to distinguish between flat and kick serves when watching the professional players. And often if we're just looking at the player from the side, we cannot see the trajectory of the ball and we only see the swing path. The swing path itself is not a good indicator on what kind of serve was performed. So even a flat servers sometimes have a rightward swing path, which will depend on the desired location of the player. So if a player goes out wide, the racket will often go towards the right on right-handed players, and also it depends on the location of the toss. So some players who prefer to toss the ball at 12 o'clock for all their serves will often have a rightward swing path regardless of the serve. So in today's video, I'm going to help you distinguish between a flat serve and a kick serve, and also how you can use this information to improve your own serve. The key biomechanical difference between a flat serve and a kick serve is the amount of torso rotation that is occurring on these two serves. And the kick serve does not have torso rotation. So what you will see on a kick serve is that the feet are positioned sideways. So as the player is executing the serve, the feet are going to be positioned sideways until the racket starts to go down. Once the racket starts to go down, then the entire body is going to start opening up and the player will land and then get ready for the next shot. On a flat serve, however, because there is more torso rotation, the feet will instantly turn, and this is an indicator that a player has attempted a flat serve versus a kick serve. Another way to differentiate between a flat serve and a kick serve is the positioning of the shoulders at contact. So on a flat serve, the player will rotate into the contact. So as soon as the racket drops, the rotation starts, and by the time the player makes contact, the shoulders are going to be positioned pointing towards the other side of the court, while the right shoulder is going to be above the left shoulder. And as a result of this torso rotation, the tip of the racket is going to be positioned more pointing towards the sky with a slight leftward bend. This is another way you can tell the difference between a kick serve and a flat serve. On the other hand, on a kick serve, the tip of the racket is going to be positioned pointing more towards the side. In my case, as a right-hander, it's going to be positioned to the left. And the primary reason for that is that the players are going to be sideways at contact. So if I'm sideways at contact, it's very natural for my racket to be positioned towards the left if I toss the ball at 12 o'clock. And in that same position, if I rotate, it becomes very unnatural to keep this position of the racket. So naturally, the racket head straightens up. So an easy way to differentiate between a flat serve and a kick serve is by looking at the tip of the racket, number one, and number two, by looking at the shoulder position at contact. And finally, the easiest way to spot a kick serve versus a flat serve is by simply looking at the elbow. So on a kick serve, because the player is staying sideways and usually the toss is at 12 o'clock, the elbow is going to stay behind the body as the racket drops. So as the racket drops and the serve accelerates, the elbow will stay behind. A flat serve, however, will have an immediate rotation of the torso as soon as the racket drops. So as the racket drops in here, this elbow is going to come out, and you're going to see it on the outside of the body. So on the kick serve, it's going to stay in, and on a flat serve, the elbow is going to come out immediately, and this is the initiation of the torso rotation. So as you attempt a flat serve, the elbow comes out, and then you just simply continue the rotation into the contact. And knowing this information can help your own serve. You have to realize that you should never rotate when attempting a kick serve, because what you want to achieve is the tip of the racket being positioned to the side, and then once you make contact, while your hand goes down, the tip of the racket goes up over the ball, and that is what creates the spin. And the easiest way to achieve this is by doing two things. Number one, you have to get the toss to at least 12 o'clock. You will have a very difficult time spinning the serve if your toss is towards the right for right-handed players. So number one, you got to toss it to at least 12 o'clock or maybe even to 11 o'clock. And now, most importantly, you're going to have to hold your shoulders sideways. Do not allow your body to rotate. So if you do that, you stay sideways, you will be able to get spin on the ball. On your flat serve, you must allow your torso to rotate freely. So the toss can be actually in the same position as your kick serve. You can leave it at 12 o'clock, or if that feels uncomfortable, you can even leave it a little bit more towards your right. If you're right-handed, maybe at 1 o'clock. And now, as you accelerate the serve, you simply have to allow your shoulders to rotate and not hold that sideways position. So basically, you toss the ball, and then you're going to accelerate and rotate into the ball. So the next time you watch your favorite player serve, you will exactly know what kind of serve they're attempting by doing three things. You can look at their feet, you can look at their shoulder position, or you can look at their elbow position. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the section below. I'll be happy to respond. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.